Well, hey, how y'all doing out there this late afternoon here in bumfuck Kentucky? And actually got a little muggy, but it's starting to cool off pretty nice. It always gets hot here between like 1 and 4 o'clock, and then 4 o'clock's like your peak temperature today, and then hopefully sooner than later that sun makes it behind one of these hills somewhere, and it starts cooling off almost instantly. So that's a good thing. And anyway, got a weird little title up there tonight. Well, as usual. I like weird titles. Bunkers, clunkers, and punkers. And so what those three things are, we got the bunkers at these about everybody that was at the fucking inaugural party bullshit for Trump is building a bunker out in the wide open on top of what they already have in Tanzania, Africa, right there above South Africa for that group of people down there. And hey, Desiree, how you doing, honey? And then we're watching that, so like, why are they doing this, or why are they promoting it out here, right? And then the clunkers, where they're obviously and blatantly trying to get rid of the old gasoline engines and run their new excuse me, their new cars or their electric cars that they can close you up in, shut down when they want to, and catch on fire, which has been going on all around the world and even here in America. So not at some big grand scale or something, but wow, I think Australia and New Zealand had several of them, way above what goes on here. But that's because they trust all the features in the fucking Tesla car, man. You ain't driving me around, man. And I don't really care about the driving part. I just, I've been down in the back here for the last few days. I don't really know how I did it, but anyway, riding a four-wheeler, actually seems that vibration seems to help a little bit. And I was just running baby, letting her run back and forth. I had to holler at my brother David Sampson out here to help me get a little grub tonight. And I have a ride all the way up to Tennessee. I don't know, it's about 15 minutes at 30 miles an hour, one way, and then back the other way. So it's about a half-hour trip. It ain't bad. And I just get to thinking about, I see all the different cars going down the road, and there's more newer and newer cars that I see on the highway. Also, I saw something on the highway that I told David, y'all would not believe the birds that are just dead on it. I seen a cardinal, which broke my heart, man. I just came up on it real quick. I'm doing 30 miles an hour on a four-wheeler, so everything you're going to see real quick. And most of the time your reaction is just a little swerve or a little duck here or there, but little weave or a bob, I hear. But I just kind of had to go straight over it. I didn't run over it, but over it, not with the wheels, but with the body. Then it was a hawk, and then an owl, and then another hawk, all right, and then a buzzard, and then a female golden eagle. And which I'm not big on eagles, y'all. They pushed them all around the South back in the 30s for this whole thing. Put wild turkeys down there and eagles and deer and white-tailed deer. And they said it was all for, feed poor people. And it's like they used to think about poor people ever. But hey Jonathan, hey Carter, how y'all doing, Carter? And Carter, so I'm not recognizing your number. It just had your number, the 219. I'll leave it at that. And so sorry about that, brother. And hey Brian, how you doing? So anyway, besides that thing with the birds, man, that's kind of, and one armadillo, which was finally like the first armadillo I've seen in a long, long time. They're all up in here, though, all up in here. And but why would all them birds, an owl, if it's full moon, owls will fly into your windshield without no frequencies. That's been happening forever. Matter of fact, it used to be kind of an issue when they had the coaches. Can you imagine that, being on or a motorcycle? Wow. And fucking owl just thinks you're headlights to the moon for some reason and flies right into it. And that's what they claim. They don't know. I have no idea. I've heard owls hit windshields and right out there on Columbia Road, right, they crossed the road from me, and found it was one of those little barn owls, that little screech owls. I guess they make all the noise, but they're real little. And but this one was a big old barred owl, and I know what a barred owl and the feathers look like because I had one that somebody else fucking killed. And hey Neil, hey Joanne, how y'all doing? So anyway, but back to the bunkers. I mean, that was just like that. And that's something else too. I wonder about this bunker thing, because if they're going to have some type of frequency saturation of areas to either kill us or lobotomize us somehow, or keep us unhealthy until we just die off in a way that we really can't never recognize, because we think it's a sickness and we're not looking at it being a weapon used against us. So they got all these bunkers, man. So there's an indicator right there. So that's the bunkers part. That's what that meant with the bunkers, the clunkers, and the punkers. I say the punkers for last, because it's a, this shit's it's gonna come to an end real quick, because we ain't that stupid. But anyway, now the clunkers, with the cars, like I was saying, they putting 15% or more ethanol into this fuel, man. It's gonna burn up old engines. They're not designed for that. The newer ones are. They're like the 10 plus, and you're probably driving a 10 minus ethanol percentage in this gasoline, which has always been higher than they said anyway, y'all. Is to jack up especially after the Rona, when they said, oh, we got down to 99-cent gas or $1.99 gas or whatever it is. Maybe you did, but that's because we wasn't driving, and gasoline has a very, very low and limited shelf life. The octane rating starts going down on it. That's why there ain't no mid-grade, y'all. Everybody thinks there's some mid-grade. There ain't no mid-grade. It's high test, which is 90 roughly, and then there's mid-grade, which is 80, I think 89 or whatever, and then regular, which is supposed to be 87, I believe, and they can drop it down to 84, but bring the octane rating up to 87 with now 15% ethanol, which is, I can feel it in the goddamn. It's gonna tear up that damn engine right there too. And that's done on purpose, because they want you to have this new controlled car. I mean, wow, man, it's bad enough that you find a lot of people have realized that after buying a house or buying land that you really don't own it, because you're paying taxes on it, so you're a steward of it. You have complete control of it until they want something to do with it, but it never was yours. And now to find out they want you to buy a car that you're not in control. I mean, that to me, not me driving the car. If I took on that responsibility, I would need to be in control of every bit of it. They could just shut you down in the middle of traffic. Dude, you could be rear-ended by a driverless truck or whatever, man. And this whole driverless thing is really it's going to be a convenience that you're not going to appreciate. I mean, that's just, and I don't want to hear that shit about, well, if you're not doing nothing wrong, you don't have anything to worry about. Everybody's doing something wrong because of all the laws they made you don't even know about. All right, so there you go on that. If it ain't a law breaking that can get you hemmed up, it could be your health. All right, if it's not your health that can get you hemmed up, to go riding again. I think we're gonna go riding again after this. Baby, run back. I'm gonna pretty much sit here. Hey Joelle, hey Kelly, how y'all doing out there, ladies? And well, I mean, armadillos get hit all the time, Jonathan, but to see that many birds in that variety, all the way up to a female eagle, I think that's the golden eagle. It's the one, the male's the one with the big white head, like the national bird, which is actually kind of a scavenger. Just for an FYI, fucking, hey Lynn, how you doing, honey? Benjamin Franklin wanted it to be the wild turkey. Then it was supposed to be the national bird, I just always wondered if we'd be eating eagle at Thanksgiving, but who knows? Weird ass fucking traditions. They came up out of nowhere. And that's the other thing, a lot of people are figuring out too that maybe one of the reasons why these people are hiding out is because they did put a lot of information out there, and they did mix it up with a lot of spun out fucking bullshit stories and lies and misinterpretations of this and blah, blah, blah. People are pretty much figuring out that we've basically been fucking lied to, that this system we're supporting is actually running a bunch of, I want to say Satanists, but they're not even, don't have anything to do with none of the Abrahamic religions or teachings of any of it. They're Baal, they're Canaanites. This is an old coven of witches, man, that we knew was there all along. So I think that's for the bunkers. The more people figure out, there's going to be, I'm going to predict, if you want to have a prediction, I'm going to predict right now that, and it's an easy one, by the way. It's one several have made, that there's going to be attempts on some of these billionaires' asses, and they're going to use that as an excuse. But man, they've gotten to where they've gotten the mask and all that stuff, and the body doubles and all that stuff down pat. I mean, that old Palm Beach Pete, I just wonder if that wasn't some sort of clone that Epstein had already, you know, to get out of something like jail or whatever. Like, how many of these people have you ever seen the real one of them? Because you got to remember, since King James, the concept of hiding behind puppet governments or puppet presidents or puppet corporate leaders, even. Remember that one corporate guy getting shot by the Luigi fella? You know, this happened to y'all back in 1901 when the Rockefeller and all the billionaires back then, J.P. Morgan and the Vanderbilts and all these rich some bitches back then, bought them a presidency, and they tried this technocracy before. All right, they tried this takeover of our republic before 1901, and I mean, it's William McKinley's presidency. They bought him, and it was like the robber barons and all this stuff. Everything's repeating from 1901. So you're looking at 125 years ago, this same thing exactly was happening. As a matter of fact, William McKinley was assassinated 6 months into his term by a Russian anarchist. Go figure. So the Russians were involved in our business. I mean, the whole business has been the same. It must be hell to wake up and think, wow, man, all this has been going on around the rest of the world, and it's come to a point to where now it's in my backyard. Or, you know, when I never thought this would happen to my country, but your country is a big part of this, you know. And that's an innocence that, and an ignorance that go to hand in hand, which ignorance is not a bad thing, by the way, y'all. Ignorant just means it's been twisted as a bad word. But ignorance just means that you don't understand. You know, you're not learned of this particular subject matter yet. And now that people are finding out, it's like David said. He said, Bill, look at all the herbalists out here. People trying to sell hemp stuff, but they're realizing that the doctor stuff's all bad. And I'm smiling because, you know, yeah, I mean, a lot of them don't know what they're doing, and they're trying to compensate for money or jobs that they've lost, and that's fine as long as they stick to the basics, you know, and that's all goes well, and y'all realize you got to get this stuff from outdoors, so don't be buying indoor stuff, then I'm cool with all that. That's what I wanted to begin with anyway, was everybody knowing it again, you know, and but you just see that kind of thing, you know, all these changes, people seeing that, you know, well, it's both sides, even though that's an excuse because we need to deal with the one side that's in power, but just things like that, they're realizing that this has been a bunch of bullshit. We're going to get to a point where they're going to have to go hide out. And they probably are going to shut things down. They're pushing for the controlled chaos to break, but we're keeping it controlled chaos because we're pretty well-trained SEALs, man. And I hate to say it like that. And hey, Sherry, how you doing, honey? Hey, Rita, what's going on with you, girl? And Neil, if I didn't say hey, I'm saying it now. Yeah, anything is possible. That's, you know, and what's real is going to be what makes you bleed, Neil. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the bottom line of things. It's not until a lot of people aren't going to accept any of this, or they're going to watch this happen with a bowl of popcorn, like, hey, man, look, the New World Order is destroying the earth, until it's in their backyard. And that's where I want to bring in the punkers. So thanks, Neil. We're going to get to the punkers now. The punkers are what they call influencers. So I'm going to name up a couple. The Cam Higby that just got his butt tore up. He had caked on blood, probably somebody else's, going across his mouth, and he took a picture of that like he had this gash going across. You fucking pussy, man. Then you had the Dalton, whatever name, a chump, the bender, because he's bending over for the honey bun now in the county jail. He'll be going to prison. An instigator, but influencer, race bait influencer. That's all he is, y'all. He tries to twist the First Amendment shit into something anybody knows better than to do. Like going on a plane and saying, hey, I got a bomb right here. You know, or we're going to blow up. All right, the plane's taking off. We're going to blow up now. You go say that. See what, you know, see about your First Amendment fucking rights, you know. That's with responsibility, or it comes with consequences. And that's what they do. They go out there to make the consequences happen. They make that. He got exactly what he wanted, and thank goodness for the court to make this simple and open and shut case for this bastard. Because he's fucking it up for everybody, by the way. Not just one group of people. He's fucking it up for everybody. He wrote it down. He said, I'm going out there to kill this motherfucker. I'm going out there to kill one and walk. And y'all going to be chimping on me when I walk. And he still ain't bailed out. And they said, oh, this dual online gambling was going to bail him out. Until they found out that they wouldn't have no more business. But see, people may act one way and fucking out in public when they're with their buddies and shit. They may show some true colors like you call it, but really, it's when nobody's looking and they make decisions. That's who they really are. Okay, some people feel like they got to show out in front of people or show out in front of people, virtual people. Got to show out in front of virtual people. But you got these punkers that are out there. They're trying to punk you. If they're trying to punk somebody. Jake Lane, he's another one got hemmed up and got his ass beaten. He got saved by a black man. I was watching that from the live, and I was hoping he was going to get beat. It's bad enough, and then the right wing will sit over there and say, the left wing will be like, we need to be protesting against these sinners. I agree, and they do it in their own way. But then they get an instigator, which is called an influencer by the right, an instigator by the left. But by all of us watching it, they're just punkers. They're trying to get out there and punk somebody out. It makes them feel big. They don't realize, and they think they got the backing of all these big wheels and all these billionaires behind them, or all these followers, or subscribers, or whatever. You're a content creator god now. Ain't glad everybody get there. Well, I want to see one of them get tore the fuck up. I mean, like where they kick the head and the body's all straight and shit, and you know they're dead then. I want to see that shit because they went to do that to hurt somebody else, to get bucket clicks online. See, and they think they're backed up by all these powerful people. These fools need to find out that they're not. They're being used, but that's their business. I want to see them get used up like some fucking toilet paper at a Trump rally. So whatever. Hey, Dixie. Hey, Timmy. Hey, Erica. I think I got everybody. If I miss you, just say hey again. Yeah, that's right. They're tools, Joanne. Just simple fucking, and not really like simple tools, like really simple-minded tools, because all this rhetoric got punked out in fucking 2017, y'all. Both sides, at least at what I saw, and I was in the front lines of the fucking race war back then. And I'll tell you right now, came to an agreement that there's always going to be some dicks. And it's nobody's really place to put them down. But when they rear their ugly head, yeah, then put them down. To go hunt them out like vampires or something, fuck them. They're not even worth it. Because like I said, when they're by themselves, they'll really be feeling bad about some shit. And that's when I think that their true colors really show. When they're able to do something, in other words, when you do something when somebody ain't looking, that's who you really are. I've always used the example of you're walking by some trash. You walk by some trash, you pick it up and take care of it, or you just keep walking by it. But nobody sees it. You don't go and say, hey, man, I just walked by that trash over there. That old lady, man, left it out by the trash can. Or is them stupid-ass trash men, they always dump the can like that or something. It just makes it like pointing it out that you did something that you were supposed to do anyway, or it wouldn't have came in front of you. But anyway, or you just keep it to yourself, you just do it, or you don't do it at all. That's who you are. All right, so that's what I mean when I say that. So these punkers, they're trying to show you this tough guy shit. Hell, Jake Lane went to go see his buddies, his buddies fucking court thing, where he's going to lower the bail or whatnot. Judge says it flat out in the beginning with everybody shut your goddamn mouth or you're going to go to jail. He said it basically just like that. It wasn't verbatim, but that's pretty close. What does he do? He gets out there and yaps right off the front. Then yaps trying to walk, then turns his back on the judge and yaps walking out. Then looks all surprised when they're like, detain him. He's like, well. I like it. Then they walking right by fucking chump the bender. And they didn't even look at it. He didn't acknowledge him or nothing, man. So there goes Jake Lane. He fucking got busted for sucking Trump's dick, and Trump just comes in his mouth. Then he fucking sucks Chud the Bender's dick, and he just comes in his mouth. Poor Jake Lane. Got a mouthful of goo. But he said, man, what makes him do that shit? You see, what makes him put himself in them positions? He pulls up in a rider van, opens up the door, actually acts like he's fucking a goat, thinking he's fucking ragging the Muslims or something, man. He's just making himself look like a fool for these people. So they're punkers, man. But they're getting punked, see, and that's what I like. They went out to start, hey, Brent, how you doing? Hey, Janice. Hey, Tiana. They're going out to start shit, and they're getting the shit thrown on. I mean, they're coming home with it all on their face. Ah, man, Tiana, it's like I was saying at the beginning of this, man. People aren't going to really completely understand and realize that they should have done something now until when it's in their backyard or it's coming in their back door or their front door. Or they go to pick up their kid from school, and well, he's not here no more. I mean, they needed him for something else. He's been reassigned. Now it's your daughter, not your son that you're picking up. You'll be picking up your daughter next week when we're done with the surgery. Yeah, all that shit, man. It ain't no fucking joke, man. The laws are in place to do just what I just fucking said right there. That's why they got the bunkers. Hey, Ashley, how you doing, honey? Hey, Gary, what's going on, bro? You do, yeah. I handpicked this from Rednecks R Us. It's a nice little place for men to go get some redneck looking shit when they don't feel rednecky enough and they want to go do some rednecking, with the rednecks. That's one thing I will say. I was a redneck when other rednecks wanted to go do some real rednecking. They come get my fucking ass. But anyway, there you go. That was back in the day. Sometimes the brim just fits right. But this is one of them boonie hats, man. It's supposed to break up the outline of the human head so you don't get shot in the bush. It's working. Anyway, thanks for the smile. Cause man, this gets ugly. Cause like I said, the clunkers part, the car part. Look at what they're already doing, man. The gas is going to destroy these engines. You watch these engines start falling out. You're getting way less gas mileage than you was before, if anything else. That's all a part of it. See, I told y'all this oil crisis wasn't so much about the they're looking to fuel their fucking data centers that they already got running. So look where some of this oil is going when they talk about ships pulling up here to America. It's like they're swapping some of them pipelines or going to some making refineries. Actually just oil burning generators. If you get an oil burning generator, you don't have to have all that fuel bullshit and all that. They're not looking for fuel efficiency. They're looking for fucking electricity, electrical output. Excuse me, I'll get that out sooner or later. Matter of fact, that just reminded me. I got something here to straighten me up real good. So anyway, so when your cars start falling apart, then you'll be like, wow. Somewhere back, I remember somebody saying something about it. They want to make all the cars that don't have the 2026 car requirements or whatever it is, 2027 car requirements, which means they can, everything's controlled from outside the vehicle by the people that sold you the car. And they're supposed to be trusted, but it's going to be in law enforcement's hands and everything. And they'll make it sound good. They'll show some shit out here where, oh man, a bank robber killed your grandmama and ran off and shot your niece and nephew right in the fucking head as he jumped into the electric car. He took off and he was almost to the hideout. And fucking Elon Musk pulled the plug on his motherfucking ass with his data chip. He's like, woo, and he made the fucking car stop. He burned up. They burned the bank robber up and the evidence, but that don't matter. We got him. As funny as that fucking shit sounds, do you know how fucking real that is? Well, except for Elon Musk, he ain't gonna do nothing. He'll be over there going, woo. He'll be doing that all day, but he ain't doing nothing but playing video games with fucking young kids. Fucking queer. I hope none of y'all are trusting any of these bastards in this fucking tragic play that we're watching. You're not trusting any of them, are you? Except that they are intent and probably very high level chameleon witches, for all I know. I don't know who the fuck they are, but they're definitely actors in a tragic play, and the evil behind this is the kind of shit that, let's just say when you induce dreams, you get the things that you want out of them, but you're also going to be visited by the same things you're visited for in this realm. And I've been getting a lot of power from the dream realm, and I'm not going to even joke about that. And I'm getting a lot and this is a war for the mind. So, and I'm not going to say, well, I'm going to spend 12 hours in there and 12 hours in here. No, it's not like that. Plus it's summertime and I got a lot of harvesting to do. But in saying that, whatever can find you here and fuck with you can find you in there. But in there, you have the power to defeat it. And out here, you just feel powerless because that's what we were designed to feel like. That's what you were trained to feel like. Like you are subservient to something, whether it's God, government, your spouse, the raising of your children, whatever it is. Don't forget how powerful you are. Ever. And that's what the bunker. I'm telling you, the bunkers are they're like they got the back door. And the thing is, There, most of them, the 989 billionaires that are in here. Well, Peter Thiel left and went to Argentina, so the 988 billionaires that are still here. And, you know, it's all the billionaires and some government officials are starting to run now. Be paying attention to that. But I don't have any vehicles in the dreams. I'll tell you that much though. But I just pretty much just beam over there, just fly over there and enjoy myself while I'm flying. I never really thought about that actually. I had to really think about that. Most of the time it's just involving scenarios. You know, not getting to a scenario. Well, I had dreamed about being in a car before, but like sleeping in one. Like being in the back seat sleeping. That used to be comfortable because my mom used to like just getting a fucking car back when gas was real cheap. And she had an old Dodge, 66 Dodge Dart Slant 6, engine in that some bitch that would ride forever on a gallon of gas, you know. So she used to like to ride. I used to like sleep in the back. But maybe that's got something to do with it. Because some dreams are just comforting. And, you know, from the ages of 5 years old up until today, I dreamed about the sky being like, you know, overcast like it is now, but like real smooth overcast, like what I call the shield now, what they do with the chemtrails. And then start showing shows on it. Everybody was getting out with their lawn chairs and stuff, sitting out in their front yards in like suburbia USA. And everybody was just sitting around as it got a little bit darker. Then boom, all of a sudden you started watching TV on the clouds, you know. And of course, I only mentioned that one time back then. You mentioned that one time, you're going to be at Fort Benning talking to the counselors. But and that's like a lot of y'all too. I know a lot of y'all have. It's not that like you gotta go through so many bad things in life and reach so many hard crashes before you start to open up to other things. You can do that at any time. It's just it's almost forced on you after you've been through so much shit. You see, it's like that you see that's a part of life because it's a part of your life all of a sudden. And but the being able to speak about it. Back then, yeah, or before the computer, that'd be one of the very few things I'll say that the computer was good on. Better than it is worse. And that's allowing people to say something and other people around the world have the opportunity to see that and read it if they do and can relate to it. So that's why I'm not afraid to ask questions some days like, hey, did y'all have this dream or did y'all feel this? Or are you having birds dying all around you, like running into cars? And David said that was happening a lot up there where he is in Kansas and Oklahoma and stuff. And he just little crazy things like that. And that just helps put together the puzzle or even solidify what we've already put together and like taking the little edges out so we don't ever take this so much apart again. Not even one piece of it. And but it all comes down to some crazy rich motherfuckers are making a bunch of shit happen fast out of the Bible, out of the computer, out of old documents like Agenda 21, and they're just making it happen and they're doing it their way. And that part of their way is to get rid of all these gasoline cars, or not even just the gasoline cars, just the cars that don't. I don't know when was they made the change on that with the ethanol stuff. Anyway, if you got to have a fucking computer, that's why they started putting computer chips in cars, y'all. To control the fuel amounts and all this kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. Man, really, when it comes down to it, it wind up just being part of a bigger mechanical organism, if that makes any sense. And it just goes off and you think they're working on their own. It's all be working off one big machine. And but the thing is about that, no power, no machine. No computer, no more stress, no more worry, And Jacob, hey, if I didn't say, hey, buddy, I know I missed you. And they say they're going to, and how you doing, buddy? By the way, and they're saying they're going to take the floor, they're going to quit putting fluorine in the water. But the shit that they put in there for decades, and they'll never go away. I mean, it's like a sediment. It's like a silt, and matter of fact, they could stop now, and they take a couple 100 years, man, for that shit to fucking probably come. Well, I ain't gonna say that long. I ain't gonna say how long. I don't know, but I know you can't just get rid of it overnight. You can't flush that system, and they're not doing anything to the water system anyway. They're not really adding or taking away. They're just, man, everybody's about, at one point I think about 60% of this nation was on boil water alert on one day, boil water alert. I will not pay for. All you gotta do is say, I'm not paying for this, man. I'm paying for clean water. I'm paying for potable water. I don't want nothing else. If you can't provide nothing but poison and through ratty ass pipes till it gets to my house that's got new stuff on it, fuck off. I'll get my own. I'll get rainwater. I'll buy water. I'll get a water truck to come up here and pump me in some water. Fuck off. I'm not buying poison water from you. That's all you gotta do, consumers. Demand what they're trying to sell you. I mean, I would say if you bought something crappy from fucking Walmart, but it don't matter. You can always take something back to Walmart. They don't give a shit. That's why you got that long line at the customer service, area. Hey, Pauline, how you doing? Well, when you boil the water and it's got fluoride in it, now you're making fluorine gas, which is deadly. So if somebody sits there and boils the water and it boils about halfway, forgets a burner or something, especially if they got it on like flame heat and not electric heat, and boiling it, like with gas and not electricity, you make fluorine gas, man. You could knock somebody out in the house. Now there's enough oxygen where I don't think it'd kill you unless you was in a really small, cramped area. But if you're like in a small bathroom and you let a quart of water boil down, you could probably kill yourself with fluorine gas by boiling it. And they tell you, the water company don't know this, but they're the water specialist, right? Wow, just fucking wow on that. And tell you to boil it. So there you go. I mean, everything's set up like that. Until it happens or happens where it's noticed, they won't do nothing. They'll just let people die off. And then somebody say, hey, man, people's dying off over here on this. Oh, man, we made a mistake. We better fix that. Well, here's some money. That don't mean nothing no more. Now you can have 3 bologna sandwiches a week instead of just 1, But anyway, my back's getting aching a little bit here. I guess talking this yap. I don't want to, man. Why are we even talking about this shit, y'all, man? I mean, and that's the good thing, man. A lot of indicators are pointing to. I hate to say it like that because it's really hard to say it any other way. But there's a lot of things that are pointing to people's seriously a bigger type of mass awakening. I don't want to use that term, but just for right now, a bigger type of mass awakening. Maybe massier than the last. There you go. It's massier than the last mass awakening. But no such word. I'm sorry. I'm playing around. But in saying that, maybe there's something in there that's going to tick off. Or maybe these people are planning on a crash and burn and then go get in their bunkers and then let us just destroy each other with the race shit, the political shit, the yap shit, the punkers. Now we can't go run from it in our cars because the clunkers are no more. You get rid of them. I mean, the last real cars they made were in the fucking 60s. Man, I think the 71 442 Cutlass with the 454 W30 in it. That was the last fucking car they made. The rest of that shit was just a descension into the electric car that hems you up and burns you to death, man. Don't get one. Don't get in there, man. Don't use the Uber. The driverless, what do they call that shit? Whatever, I don't care. It's stupid. It's proven. It can do that. That's not conspiracy. When you realize something's no longer conspiracy, it is what? It is the truth now, okay? See? Now you found the truth. Now go bust out some more lies so you can find another one, because they're right there. You just got to bust out the lies and you'll find them. But anyway, I just cut my nose too. I can smell the chemicals, man. That's what you like. When you go down, when people think about this, Jacob, when people go down to Florida, what's the first thing they do when they take a shower in a motel room? They be like, oh, man, who farted, man? Why'd y'all fart when I got in the shower? Because they smell that egg water. That shit stinks, man. So that's serious mineral. They call it mineral water, man. I don't know. I think they just missed the stage on the processing or something. But that's Florida for you. I've seen people, they drink that shit and they burp, and it'd be like burping a fart, man. But anyway. So I do that with the water too now, because I drink spring water or rainwater, and I wash in it. I wash my clothes in it. Now it's everything right now because we've been having so much rain, and my little 100-gallon water thing over there, it's good to go. And just about I got both of those bins over there filled up, and they're about 20 gallons each. So I've learned to take I can take a bath in less than 2 gallons, and 2 gallons is actually a very nice bath, and I got a 5-gallon shower, camping shower thing that gathers sunlight for heat. course, you see how nice and clean and blonde my hair is right now. I've been taking a bunch of baths, so. I'm just saying, I mean, whatever they sell you, or you're going to smell the chemicals in it. You're going to fucking, the impurities. But you move around different parts of the country, and it's like that. It's like that about everywhere. I mean, I don't even know what the water would smell like up there in Michigan or somewhere where they got all that problems, all that lead in the pipe. But and that's just it. When they know they got bad pipes, but they got to clean the water with a chemical that's going to eat the pipes worse. When they're having to make decisions like that, man, and wow, you're not getting nothing, your quality. When they got to come up with a chemical that's going to clean the water enough, but it's not going to eat the pipes at the same time. See, they can't find that. That's why the pipes are going bad. If it comes out of a sink, that's right, buddy. If water comes out of the sink, the tap water, you're pretty much risking your health taking a bath in it because you can soak it up through the pores. Or taking a bath over, like, I'm going to say seriously, over 10 minutes, but they say 5 minutes. But I say 10 minutes is a nice, good, warm shower, but you take a good hot shower, about 5 minutes, you've already soaked in a quarter cup of pure water, of pure tap water with all the shit in it. And some of it, the water just runs off of you, but the chemicals stick to your skin. And then you add what's in the shampoo, what's in the body wash, or the soap, or whatever else you're using. You shave in there in your shaving cream. They've had things where they put chemicals together to kill people. On purpose, man, and then you'll never know it was one thing, you know. They used to do hits like that, but they've kind of figured that shit out after a while because of the certain poisons that they use to make that happen. So they can think of doing that on a mass level. So if you use, you know, some type of baby shampoo, but at the same time you use a men body wash or something, you put them together, and all of a sudden all these people get the flu because they use these two popular brands at the same time. Now they got a flu-like virus, you know. And they're dying from it. So anything, they could do that to you. Anything. I don't know. Ain't hot springs water. I mean, that water's hot enough to where there ain't no germs in it, actually. You know what I mean? I mean, there might be salts and minerals in there or something. You might, I don't know. I don't know. I've never had an opportunity to try it or speak on it. I tell you that the water that comes out of the Appalachian Trail, water stops up there where they bleach the hills, you know, like stuck pipes up in there and find these underground creeks and stuff. That's probably the cleanest water that you could probably find naturally. But dehydrated, I mean, distilled water is still your healthiest water. No matter what y'all say about it drawing something, it don't draw out anything bad in your body. It does draw out things, but it does not draw out anything bad. It draws out heavy metals and stuff you don't want in there. Distilled water does. And you get your minerals from food. You have to drink a whole tub full of water to get your minerals from water, you know, a day to get your daily requirement. So you got to be careful about stuff like that. Hey, Dave, what's going on, brother? And I mean, you got to be like really, really. You know, cave water. I get you see it. It's real clean. I think that's just mountain water. I mean, if it's dripping and it's got a movement, you're pretty much, and it's super cold. Underground water, if it's moving, even a drip, and that's keeping it oxygenated, all right, and it's super clear and it's super cold, I mean, I'd at least give it a chance. And what's the worst thing can happen to you, man? You're just gonna get some explosive diarrhea. The next couple of times you poop, man, you better just go walk butt naked. I mean, and not around nobody, you know. Be out there in the sand pit somewhere. Man, that's about the worst thing you're gonna do. You know, just get the diarrhea, man. All that shit. I guess, yeah, it made you scared of mushrooms that heal you. It made people scared of herbs that can heal them and they could just eat as food. And it got people scared of water to drink it when they got the worst water in the world coming out their fucking tap. Now that's insanity right there. That's how insane people get you believing their shit, and you're like, wow, it sounds so good. Look at it looks amazing on paper. Let's drink some. Whatever, man. Hey, David, how you doing, brother? I'm about to get off here anyway, man. I don't know what I did on my back. It feels good with the motor running on the four-wheeler, man. I mean, that actually felt pretty good. That vibe, like a massage almost, but it almost sounds like the old lady wanting to lean up against the dryer or something, or the washing machine on the spin cycle. But it wasn't that kind of feeling, man. Just, man, I don't know. I think I just pulled a muscle. I was playing pretty hard with a baby girl before we went to bed a couple nights ago, and I think she got the best of me. I didn't know it at the time. I found out the next morning though. But I'm gonna get everything put up anyway while I got some daylight. And but just remember, man, they got the bunkers because they're scared of how we're going to react. So that's something powerful for us. They're gonna take your old cars, the clunkers, and they're gonna try to make you buy these new ones by killing these engines and making this shit all of a sudden look like all of a sudden every car is getting bad gas mileage. Oh, Detroit said we made a mistake engineering. You watch. They're gonna say that. So there's your part about the clunker. So, man, just do what you can to keep your car running. Try to find a way to get the best way to some kind of fuel cleaner or whatever. I mean, but don't buy their new shit, man, or just, wow. Ain't about time we got off this concept of cars and shit anyway, or maybe get to something more communicable, like carpooling and shit like that, or whatever, man. But anyway, doing more things from an estate or a farm or something where everybody lives, our version of a 15-minute city. How about that, without it being a city. And then the punkers, man, you're going to see, well, this Cam guy just got punked out, so who's going to jump in his place? You got Jake Lang and Chump the Bender, and now the pussy known as Cam Higby. Where do you get these names from, man? Jake and Cam, and another one's name's Dalton. Dalton, Jake, Cam, Cameron. Oh, you got that fucking mama boy names. That's mama boy names right there. That's only, you never hear a dad naming his kid any of them names, man. His sons, they be named by their mama like that. They're probably a bunch of titty-sucking mama boys, man, like Nick Fuentes, the 30-year-old version, or the crucified fucking Charlize Kirk that's now a fucking Valhalla transsexual. I mean, goddamn, man, y'all gotta look at what these people really fucking are and what they're doing. But they're all punks, man. Every one of them a fucking punk. Nick Fuentes, as tough as he tries to sound, y'all, this motherfucker got all kind of videos of him. Man, he gets this regular, it's nice, sweet-looking black girl comes up, just knocks on his door, and yes, she's going to ask him some questions. Man, first, he just comes out the door, busts out with this fucking pepper spray. And there, he was so scared. And then when she drops all her shit and everything, then he's all of a sudden going, hell yeah, like he's done something, man. You spray somebody with pepper spray, they're going to go down, man. They can't, unless you spray one of them crackheads or something, man. They'll come back at you. But wow, man, it's just so they're the punkers. Don't fall for them. Bunkers, real. Clunkers, real. Punkers, real. Let's make them surreal, okay? All right, let's just make fun of that shit or know that it's there, be smart about it, and hope to God, man, when these motherfuckers go run off in their shit, they could be living them and having body doubles out there now. I mean, I ain't talking about the Q type of shit now where they've shown all these executions. God damn, I saw that the other day. I spent about an hour on that shit. I was like, that's an hour of my time just so wasted. I felt like I just went and farted in my own face, man, by reading Q-tard shit. But they made all them body doubles. Okay. Y'all need to get real with that shit, man. That all Q is trying to protect something at a level you don't even understand in your mind because you feel bad about supporting a pedophile. You feel bad about supporting an incestuous piece of shit husband, married 3 times, killed his wife, buried her in a fucking golf course in front of every fucking body, throw dead babies into the Great Lakes because he didn't want them to be alive. And your brain snaps, so you go with the Q stuff. You make a savior out of them instead of a Satan out of them, see? I get that. I understand that. Trumpet. But you've gone to this religious level with it now, because now you're a Magonite. No, well, we've had sodomites and all them other mites out there, and the mites on the dog's ass. Nobody likes mites. Not even the word might be we don't like. Get a grip. Get on board or get the fuck on. Because bunkers, clunkers, and junkers, they're all pushing one thing, a new world order agenda without us in it. So I'll tell you what, we need to stick with humanity, need to stick together, and need to really, really figure out who's who and who needs to go now. But I mean, what we're going to do about these data centers and shit, y'all. But that's another live feed. That's too much at one time. I love y'all. Anyway, I'm going to just get in here and lay down. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Eyes open. This is the time to be living, walking what you've been talking and living what you've been thinking, okay? And everybody else wants to too. They just takes Man, we're such a monkey see, monkey do species, man, and don't even ever want to admit it. I'm an old person, man, but woo, there goes the crowd. I'll see you later. I gotta catch up with the crowd. That's cool, man. We all know it. We all do it. Time to change it. I love y'all. Peace. Don't live in fear.